Okay, this is the speaking session for Group B because nobody came to the session. So here I'm going to explain how this session would be. The warm up, there was an image and the student should say two numbers and then try to guess what the image has. And the activity to check previous knowledge was what websites do you visit the most? So the student should say or name some websites. Uh, our objective it is to introduce tag questions in a short conversation. And tag questions or question tags. Here I am going to explain that tag questions are commonly used to ask for confirmation. Also here I have some examples. It is that if we say a positive statement, so the tag question is negative. For example, snow is white and the negative tag is isn't it? And the same happens here with negative or with negative statement, and so we should say negative statement and then try to guess the positive. Try to guess. Sorry, it should be negative statement. For example, you don't like me, do you? So here, if we ask or if we say something positive, that question should be negative. If we say something negative, that question should be positive. And we are going to see some examples of that. Here, I have some examples and about positive statements. For example, she's Italian. Negative tag, isn't he? Isn't she? They live in London, don't they? It was cold yesterday, wasn't it? He went to the party last night, didn't he? We are working tomorrow, aren't we? We'll come at 6, won't she? He can he can help, can't he? And here we have negative statements and positive tags. We aren't late, are we? She doesn't have any children, does she? She wasn't at home yesterday, was she? They didn't go out last night, did they? They weren't sleeping, were you? Sorry, you weren't sleeping, were you? He won't be studying tonight, will he? She can't speak Arabic, can she? So here I'm going to say that when we say an positive statement, we use negative tags, and when we say negative statements, we say positive tags. And here it is important to mention to the students that we can use this kind of activities with all kind of time sentences. For example, in present with verb to be, in past, present simple, past simple, future simple. We can use progressive. We can use perfect. Also, we can use modal verbs. But in this for this class, I'm going to focus mainly in simples and verb to be, and maybe in some of them could be also modal verbs. Here also I want to explain that we need to be careful using some tag questions. For example, with the subject I. So we use aren't I in tags to mean I am not. For example, I am on time, aren't I? So this is the example of tag questions. And also I want to highlight that if we say a positive or negative statement in verb to be, we need to use the negative or positive tag in the same time. In the same time, yes. Uh, as in she is Italian, isn't she? So in this case we are using verb to be. Or in the second example, they live in London, don't they? So it is important to know that a positive statement has the same information in negative statement related to the time of the sentence. And here I prepared an activity on Jamboard. So I prepare an activity so the student should try to organize the sentences with the statement with the tag question. Also, to practice, the student should tell an example of sentence that they consider can use in this exercise. They can use one or two sentences to practice. Online safety conversation. This was an online activity. It was an audio. So the idea is that the students can listen to that and then try to tell three things that they listen to in the audio. And here then we have the listening and the script. So they should read, listen and read, and pay carefully attention to the tag questions used in these slides or in this audio. For example, here you want to be safe, you don't. And here it continues. I can delete things, can't I? So that is the idea. That was the lesson prepared for them. And at the end, there was it should be a conversation between like a role play, where a student play the role of a mom, as in this example, a mom and a girl, or a mom and a boy, and try to hold a conversation using tag questions about this information. It was the plan of this activity. And and finally, it was another activity to ask the two questions to your tutor, so they should continue practicing tag questions. And well, that was all the activity for the group. Thanks.